Megan, a successful lawyer, reluctantly attends her high school reunion after receiving an invitation from her old friend Lisa. Memories flood back of her teenage years, especially a time when she felt both cherished and betrayed. As she walks into the decorated school gym, she realizes that many familiar faces from her past hold stories just as complex as hers. The evening begins with laughter and chatter, but an uneasy tension hovers over the room. Megan notices old cliques still gather in their usual groups, though there's an unspoken rule not to address certain things. Then, the school's former star athlete, Derek, takes the mic to lead a toast. He's barely begun when the lights flicker, and a chilling, disembodied voice fills the air. "Welcome, class of 2004. I wonder, do any of you remember what really happened that night?" Crowd falls silent. Everyone knows what the voice is referring to: the mysterious disappearance of Emma Parker, the valedictorian who vanished just before graduation. For years, her absence has been a painful, unsolved mystery, and though many have suspected foul play, no one ever knew for sure what happened. Panic sweeps through the room as old classmates start receiving mysterious texts. Megan's phone buzzes with a message that makes her blood run cold. "You know the truth, Megan. Meet me by the lockers if you want everyone else to stay safe." Haunted by the memories of her teenage self, Megan realizes that the secret she's kept hidden for so long may no longer stay buried. With each step toward the lockers, more texts flood in, hinting at betrayals and lies that go beyond Emma's disappearance. One by one, people begin to share their own fragments of that fateful night, piecing together a tale of jealousy, envy, and deception that's been simmering for years. But as the night deepens, Megan uncovers the most shocking truth of all. The person behind the messages is someone they all thought was long gone. As Megan steps into the hallway by the lockers, her heart pounds. Shadows flicker across the walls, and the air feels thick with suspense. She can feel eyes on her, but the hallway is empty. Suddenly, her phone buzzes again. The message reads, "Look behind locker 214. She hesitates, but curiosity and a sense of duty to Emma's memory push her forward. Megan finds locker 214, the same locker Emma used to have, and gently pulls it open. Inside, she finds an old, dusty notebook with Emma's name scribbled on the cover. Flipping through its pages, Megan sees a haunting account of Emma's final days. Cryptic notes about feeling watched, suspected betrayals, and a last, desperate entry saying, "If anything happens to me, it's because of them." But them is never explained, leaving Megan with a dozen more questions. Just as she's lost in thought, she hears footsteps approaching. She hides in a nearby alcove, watching as Derek and Lisa approach the locker. They're arguing in hushed tones, and Megan overhears snippets about the past catching up and keeping secrets buried. The two were once inseparable. Could they have been involved in whatever happened to Emma? Megan decides to confront them. Stepping out from her hiding place, she holds up the notebook. Looking for this? Derek and Lisa freeze, shock and guilt crossing their faces. But before they can answer, the gym door slams open, and the entire class of 2004 is ushered into the hallway by the mysterious voice, now speaking through the intercom. "Welcome to the last night of your high school reunion. Tonight we settle things once and for all. One of you is a liar, and you will all stay here until the truth about Emma is revealed." Panic and confusion spread as everyone realizes they're locked inside the building. The windows have been boarded up and every exit is blocked. Cell service is suddenly dead. They're trapped, with only each other and years of buried secrets. Tensions quickly rise as classmates turn on each other, sharing bits of gossip, grudges, and memories of that last year of high school. Megan watches as people who once seemed innocent reveal hidden resentments and betrayals. Derek and Lisa are unusually defensive, but Megan senses there's more to their story. As the hours stretch on, Megan begins to piece together what really happened that night. Emma was involved in a love triangle with two of her closest friends, which led to jealousy, fights, and threats. But just as Megan thinks she's uncovered the truth, she finds a message scrawled in Emma's notebook, dated the night of her disappearance. "Meet me in the art room tonight. It's time you knew everything." Desperate for answers, Megan sneaks to the art room, only to find it transformed into a chilling tableau. Painted on the wall is a haunting phrase, "The past never dies." Neither did Emma. Just then, the door slams shut behind her. Megan spins around to see someone stepping out of the shadows, a familiar face she never thought she'd see again. "Hello, Megan," Emma says, smiling coldly. "Did you really think you could forget about me?" Emma's voice is full of bitterness and pain as she begins to recount the events that led to her disappearance. She faked her own death, unable to deal with the betrayal of her closest friends. For years, she's been waiting, watching, and planning her return to make them all confront the truth. As Emma's story unfolds, Megan realizes that her classmates' secrets run deeper than she ever imagined. One by one, Emma reveals the lies, betrayals, and crimes that each of them had buried. The night becomes a twisted game of confessions, as Emma forces each former friend to confront their past. By dawn, the truth is out and everyone is left devastated by the weight of their actions. Emma finally leaves, vanishing as mysteriously as she had reappeared. As the doors unlock and the class of 2004 stumbles back into the daylight, they know they'll never truly escape the past, or Emma's haunting reminder that some secrets never stay buried. The morning sun casts a cold light over the high school as the former classmates file out, each visibly shaken and forever marked by the events of the night. Megan, still clutching Emma's notebook, feels the weight of the revelations and wonders if she'll ever sleep peacefully again. She glances over her shoulder one last time, half expecting to see Emma lurking in the shadows, but the hallway is empty. In the days that follow, the group tries to move on, but rumors begin to swirl around town. Stories spread of the reunion night that went horribly wrong, and strange occurrences start happening to those who were present. Megan receives anonymous letters filled with details only Emma would know. Others report finding mementos from high school, long-forgotten notes, personal items, or photographs, left in places they'd never expect. It's as if Emma, or someone pretending to be her, is still watching. Haunted by these events, Megan decides to investigate further, determined to find out what really happened to Emma after that night. She dives into Emma's old life, meeting with her former teachers, reading up on her family history, and speaking to anyone who knew her outside of school. She learns that Emma's family moved away shortly after her disappearance, leaving behind a house full of untouched belongings, as if they'd left in a hurry. Megan decides to visit the abandoned home, which has become overgrown and eerie over the years. Inside, she finds Emma's childhood room still intact, as if frozen in time. On the desk, she discovers a final ominous letter addressed to her, one that Emma must have written before she disappeared for good. In it, Emma reveals that she planned her escape as a way to punish those who hurt her, but her plan grew darker with time. Her intention had never been to simply scare her former friends but to make them live in fear, forever haunted by her memory. The letter ends with a chilling warning. The reunion was only the beginning. I'll always be with you, in ways you can't even imagine. As Megan leaves the house, she feels a strange sense of closure but also an unsettling sense of dread. Emma's words echo in her mind, and she knows that she and her classmates will never truly escape the shadow of that night. The secrets and betrayals of their past will haunt them forever, like a ghost that refuses to rest. Days turn into weeks, and Megan tries to put the past behind her, but odd things continue to happen. She hears whispers in empty rooms, finds personal items moved from where she left them, and even catches glimpses of a familiar figure in her peripheral vision. First, she chalks it up to her imagination, but the occurrences become harder to ignore. One night, while lying in bed, Megan hears a faint tapping on her window. Heart pounding, she moves to the window and looks out, half expecting to see nothing but darkness. Instead, she sees a figure in the distance, standing just beyond the reach of the street lamp's glow. The figure raises a hand, waving slowly, and Megan's blood runs cold as she recognizes the familiar silhouette, Emma. As she stares in horror, the figure vanishes, leaving Megan with a sense of unease that she can't shake. The reunion may be over, but the memory of Emma and the secrets they all share will follow her forever. And deep down, Megan knows that some ghosts never truly leave. They linger, waiting to remind you of the sins of the past when you least expect it. In the weeks that follow, Megan becomes a shell of herself, constantly looking over her shoulder, sleep-deprived and haunted by Emma's lingering presence. She starts to wonder if she's losing her mind, if the trauma of reunion night has twisted her thoughts into paranoia. But strange things continue to happen, convincing her that this isn't just her imagination. One evening, desperate for answers, Megan reaches out to Derek and Lisa. They, too, admit to feeling watched, haunted by whispers and shadows that seem to follow them. Lisa confesses that every night she hears soft footsteps pacing outside her door, but when she opens it, no one is there. Derek reveals he's been receiving old photos from their high school days in his mailbox, each one scrawled with the words, "Remember me?" Realizing they're all being haunted, the three decide to band together and confront the lingering spirit of Emma. They remember an old urban legend about their high school, a forgotten basement room used for detention decades ago. Supposedly, the room was sealed off after a student went missing there. Megan, Derek, and Lisa theorize that if Emma's spirit still haunts the school, this room might hold the key to laying her to rest. Late one night, they break into the school, making their way through darkened hallways, armed with flashlights and a sense of dread. After searching the lower levels, they finally find a small, rusty door hidden behind a stack of old furniture. The air around it feels heavy and cold, as if the room itself is still trapped in the past. With trembling hands, Megan pushes open the door and they step inside. Dust and cobwebs cover the walls and an eerie silence fills the room. At the center of the floor, they find a chalk outline, faded but unmistakable. They realize it's where Emma must have once stood, or maybe where she was supposed to be found. The realization chills them to the bone. Derek breaks the silence, suggesting they try speaking to Emma in case her spirit is still there. The three gather around the chalk outline, holding hands, and Megan whispers, "Emma, if you're here, please, we're sorry. Show us what you want us to know." For a few moments, there's nothing but silence. Then, a sudden gust of cold air rushes through the room, and their flashlights flicker. Shadows seem to move along the walls, coalescing into a faint image. It's Emma, or a spectral version of her, staring at them with eyes full of pain and anger. In a voice that's both familiar and hollow, Emma speaks, "You all left me. You betrayed me. And now you're here to ask for forgiveness?" Megan, shaking, tries to explain. "Emma, we didn't know how much you were hurting. We were young. We made mistakes. We never meant for you to suffer." Emma's image wavers and her voice becomes more desperate. "You all forgot me, move on with your lives while I was left behind. But I can't leave until the truth is known." Lisa steps forward, swallowing her fear. "Emma, what do you mean? What is the truth?" Emma's ghostly form begins to replay memories, as if giving them a vision. They see flashes of that fateful night. Emma arguing with someone they can't identify, shouting accusations of betrayal, feeling as if her whole world had fallen apart. And then a shove. Emma falls backward, hitting her head, and a group of people standing over her, panicking. Among them are Derek and Lisa, horrified, struggling with what they've done. Lisa gasps, the memories surfacing in her mind. She remembers it all now, the accident, the guilt, the decision to leave Emma there, thinking she would be fine or would wake up on her own. They had all made a silent pact to never speak of it, to bury the truth deep within their minds. Emma's voice echoes in the room, bitter and full of sorrow. "I waited for you to come back. But no one did. So I stayed waiting, and now you'll never be free." The room feels heavier, the air thick with Emma's unfulfilled pain and rage. Megan, realizing the only way to end this, speaks through her tears. "Emma, we're so sorry. We were cowards. We should have saved you, helped you, but we didn't. We let you down, and we'll carry that guilt forever. Please find peace. Please let us go." Emma's spectral form wavers, her expression softening just a bit, as if Megan's words have finally reached her. The room begins to lighten, and the oppressive weight lifts slightly. Emma's voice, now soft and sorrowful, whispers, maybe I can forgive you. But you'll never forget me." With that, Emma's spirit fades and the room falls silent. The three friends stumble out, shaken but feeling as if a part of the burden has lifted. As they exit the school, the night air feels lighter, almost as if Emma's spirit has finally moved on. In the days that follow, the haunting ceases. Megan, Derek, and Lisa know they'll never be fully free from the memory of what they did, but they find a strange sense of peace in finally acknowledging the truth. And every year, on the anniversary of the reunion, they return to the school and leave flowers by locker 214, a quiet tribute to the friend they failed but will never forget. Emma's memory lingers, a ghost in their minds, a reminder of the cost of silence and the weight of buried secrets. As the years pass, Megan, Derek, and Lisa carry the memory of Emma's haunting and the night they finally face the truth. Though they're forever changed by the experience, each of them has made peace with what happened, channeling their guilt into positive actions. Megan dedicates her legal work to helping victims of bullying and trauma, hoping to prevent others from feeling as isolated as Emma once did. Derek starts a foundation to support mental health awareness in schools, acknowledging that had they understood Emma's struggles, things might have been different. Lisa becomes a teacher, vowing to notice and support every student who might be struggling in silence. Each year, they meet to honor Emma's memory with flowers and prayers by her old locker. They share stories of their lives, check in on one another, and remember not only the pain they caused but also the importance of honesty, compassion, and the courage to confront their mistakes. Moral lesson: the story of Emma's haunting taught us the importance of facing our mistakes, no matter how difficult it is, and also the need for empathy toward others, especially those who might be struggling alone. True peace comes only when we acknowledge our wrongs, seek forgiveness, and strive to do better.
If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing stories. Click the notification bell to get updates on new stories.